Today on the channel, once again, we got the crossover event of a generation with the Target exclusive Masters of the Universe, Stranger Things, He-Man, Vecna unboxing.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Masters of the Universe Stranger Things Target exclusive unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got He-Man, we got Vecna. But for all your Masters of the Universe Stranger Things crossover needs, right now, Target. But for everything else under the sun, Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $99 does ship free. $7.95 flat rate shipping for everything else. But here we are once again. We got another Stranger Things Masters Universe crossover pack. This is the second one in the set. We did unbox the Demogorgon and Skeletor many months ago, probably July, gosh, maybe even before that. Might have been end of April of 2024. What is time once again? But this pack is finally here, and it's funny, about a week ago I got a delay, figured, oh, it's not going to come for a while. Then all of a sudden, mailman at the door, here it is, lo and behold. So very cool to get this pack right here towards the end of 2024, making a run for that top 10 list, that prize top 10 list I put together every single year. We'll see what's going on with this one here. There's some new with this and some old, of course. Gotta get the most out of your molds. We know how they do with the Masters of the Universe line here. But very cool crossover that I didn't think was going to be that cool. Obviously, Stranger Things. I've been watching all those episodes. It feels like it's been an eternity since there's been new episodes, but I watched them all. Obviously, He-Man and I go way back in the day. We go way back, He-Man and me. Even Skeletor, too, as we do know as well. So this is barking up the right tree here. It's not something I had on my bingo card. And let's be honest, I don't even have a bingo card. I'm not old enough yet. But one day I'm going to rule those bingo halls. Trust me, trust me. But cool for what it is, and even cooler in the packaging department. Have to imagine a lot of that Demogorgon Skeletor might start going to clearance very soon to make way for this one. So you long gamers, perk your ears up. You might have to check your stores pretty soon. But of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. Cool packaging on this one. Obviously, you can flip it upside down, back and forth, however you want it. Obviously, it's going to hang this way because it does have the hook on the top right here. But very cool there. You got He-Man at the top. He-Man looking a little sickly. He's in the upside down, so he turned a little bit gray, of course. But I love it. You cross the packaging off. It's straight He-Man up here. Flip it around. It's straight Stranger Things that way. So very cool packaging design on that one there. And then on the back, very cool Masters Universe inspired artwork going on. A lot going on back there as well. He-Man on the side, ready to defend. Vecna on the other side right there. So very, very cool packaging. Let's see what it says on the back right here. Upside down Eternia. He-Man discovers how to return Eternia from the upside down. He must defeat Vecna himself in the decaying world. However, Vecna is more powerful than the power of Grayskull itself. Hard times. Hard times. Put Power Sword or Staff of Time into hand. Twist into powerful battle positions. As usual. We always do, of course. We're going to yank all this out. Packaging. See you later. Goodbye. Like a young Mark Price. All Cleveland Cavaliers own Mark Price back in the day. Very cool background tray as well. Very cool upside, downside, all around side. See you later. Goodbye. Like a young John Stockton dishing it off to Karl Malone right there is what that was. And then there they are in the old plastic prison ready to go. And I'm sure we got twist ties all over the place, right? Yeah, of course we do. Of course we do. Mattel and McFarlane holding down the twist tie game. Keeping twist ties in business is really what they're doing here in this day and age, as we do know. I'm going to grab all these guys out. It looks like He-Man not too locked in, at least. Uh-oh, losing the sword. Some interesting weapons with this one as well. Uh-oh, locked in at the sword, though. You got to hold that power sword down, as we know. That's a dangerous sword. You don't want it going anywhere, of course. Same thing with this time staff, I think they called it. All right, then we're locked in at the hand. Got to be. Like a young beast man, we're locked in. Get it all out of there. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. And now we're getting down to business. And we're going to start with He-Man, an old friend. An old friend named He-Man. That's where we're going to start. Old Prince Adam himself. Got the power of Gray Skull, got the power of the Upside Down. Man, it's like it looks familiar but looks totally different at the same time. But let's start with his accessories right here. Got a very Dungeons and Dragons style shield on this one, so a little changes to the shield. You got straight up Satan right here, a little demon going on, got the horns there. Looking very cool, looking very different for He-Man, of course, but it is a traditional shield in the Mattel Masters of the Universe game right there. Then getting down to the weapons, we got a full-on power sword here. Remember when the line first started of the Masters of the Universe Origins, and they gave us those half swords, and we were like, what are we doing here? And then we got the full sword for the first time in pink with Prince Adam, and it was too thick to even fit in their hands. Dark times from Mattel. But we do get a nice sword right here, of course. Then you get his old battle axe as well. A little different gray colors, kind of to match the different colorings on this one. So very, very interesting to see the changes here, what happens when you tie in with a little Stranger Things like they've done here today. But now we got He-Man out of the package, and He-Man's ready to go. Got that classic He-Man head, which I think really works for this as well. Stranger Things based in the 80s, got a lot of lore of the 80s, Dungeons and Dragons of the 80s. You're going to go back to that He-Man, that core He-Man we know and love. Looking good, it looks just like He-Man, but once again, the face, the whole body's got a weird kind of paint tone to it. He's in the Upside Down. Things have changed. Colors aren't as vibrant over there, of course. You got the power harness over the top as well. You got that Eternia Championship belt, which can't be defended in the Stranger Things world. It's just not. You can't defend it. It doesn't even count. Nobody even cares about it. That's the thing. So he's got that in a bronzish, goldish color. Same thing with the forearm guards over here. Got those fur boots, and then, of course, you got that loincloth right there ready to go. Eternia's finest, bringing that out. You got a spot to hold the sword in the back here. Always love to be able to store stuff on the figure, of course. Got the two hitchhiking hands. We know that. Classic He-Man style. Arms all the way around for us. Single jointed elbow. Up and down, of course. Side to side. Hands removable. Head removable. Back forth. Side to side. Waist articulation. And then you do get the legs. Those big old splits. Legs do go up. Single jointed knee. Side to side. Boot cut. Ankles. Back forth. Side to side. The usual articulation right here. But man, He-Man looks very familiar, but very different at the same time. So very, very cool to see this one here. And I don't know how deep this line's going to go. I kind of feel like this is going to be the end of it. I guess they haven't officially said that, but it kind of makes sense. You got Skeletor, you got He-Man. It feels bookend, feels like a good little run. And I think that's all we really do need. Maybe you want to see more? I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments below. But I did grab He-Man, our regular He-Man here. So basically the exact same figure, just painted differently is all we got right here. And it's crazy what a paint job can do to change things up, as you guys know as well. So very cool. Your classic He-Man, your Stranger Things He-Man. Choose your own He-Man adventure right there. But now we're going to dive ourselves into old Vecna, the big bad, of course. And it looks like things are removable. He's got these back, like, I don't know what you call these. I wouldn't call them wings. We'll just call them spikes, I guess. So he's got that going on back there. Those are removable if you want to take them off for whatever reason. So that is plug and play. And then he's got the old time staff here. It looks like kind of like a big clock on fire. Orange kind of flame color going on. Very cool, very ornate, a very new weapon to the line as well. And a lot of newness with this one as well. So I believe these back pillar things we did get with Moss Man and the Turtles of Grayskull. Check out that unboxing on the channel there. But the chest piece and the overlay over the chest and the shoulders and into the biceps, that seems to be all new. Obviously, Vecna's head, brand new. Looking very evil is what he looks like. Almost like a squid type guy or something like that. He's got, it looks like hair, but it also looks like tentacles coming down there. Got those fiery red eyes. Heck of a teeth job on him, though. He must be going to the dentist regularly, so shout out to him. You got some white spikes coming out of the shoulders there like a young Legion of Doom. And then you got like a crab on his chest is what it looks like. It looks like he just put a crab there. I think he went to Red Lobster and grabbed inside the tank and said, I'm keeping this one for me. Stuck it right on him there. To the shock of everybody in that Red Lobster, I'm sure. Some small town, he just walked in there, waltzed in there is what he did. But looking good. Now, articulation, not going to run through it. It can be identical to He-Man. We know the articulation by now. It looks like he also has a championship belt here as well, just like He-Man. I don't think it can be defended in the Upside Down, but somebody feel free to fact check that. He obviously did a standoff in Eternia, of course, picked up a loincloth along the way. Bright purplish, kind of darkish purplish, I guess. Not bright, darkish, a muted purple color on him. And he's got a crazy kind of a deformed hand right here, which we've seen with, I think, Didn't we see this with that Lords of Power version of Beastman, maybe? And I think we might have seen it with the Demogorgon as well. We'll bring out here in a second. Got a traditional hand over here. Got the gold kind of arm bracelets going on there. And then he's got those crazy feet on this one as well. So we've seen those before, I believe. Once again, I think with the Demogorgon. We're going to pull him out here in a second. And he will fit on a ringside stand. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Make sure you get a Mattel ringside stand. Of course, you guys know how that goes by now. Stick that in there. Okay, we're ready to go. But we do got that Demogorgon. I guess the feet are different between these two here, so there's some differences. Very, very cool, though. You got the same hand. That's where that one crazy hand came. But you got the two bad guys from the Stranger Things side. And I guess Skeletor is still a bad guy as well. But I like the Skeletor, how he's muted just like the He-Man figure. So very similar in their color pattern tones. Just a very cool crossover. One that I wouldn't expect, one that I didn't think that was going to blow me away, but one that is really cool for what it is. If you look at it for just what it is, I think this is pretty cool. But if you're a hardcore Stranger Things fan, maybe you're a hardcore Masters Universe fan, maybe you're like, I don't like this, or maybe you're like, hey, the more merchandise, the more figures, the better. There's a lot of different angles you can take on this. And as I said earlier, I don't know if this line is going to continue. We haven't heard anything else. I could see this kind of being the end of the road for this. I just don't feel it's one of those lines that has tons of legs. Do we need a Dustin crossover and stuff? I don't know if we need some of the other little characters there. I think you got your heavy hitters. You got some heavy hitters. Let's call it a day at that. But cool for what it is. Greatest crossover of all time. I don't know if I'd call it that, but it's just a fun subset here between Stranger Things and the Masters of the Universe. But what are your guys' thoughts? Pickups for you? Passes? Long games? No games? Clearance game? You cool with these? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for a little Stranger Things Masters of the Universe crossover, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.